Imagine you find yourself stranded on a deserted island. What is your first survival move? You're alone, surrounded by the vast ocean, with nothing but the clothes on your back and your wits. The sun blazes overhead, and the sand beneath your feet is hot. There's an eerie silence, broken only by the sound of waves crashing on the shore. Now, let's consider 3 potential survival moves. The first option, you could start searching for fresh water. Water is essential to life, and without it you could only survive for about 3 days. But where would you find it on a deserted island? The second option, you could seek shelter. The sun's rays are scorching, and without protection, you could suffer from heat exposure. A shelter could also provide a safe place to rest and protect you from potential predators. But what materials would you use, and how would you build it with no tools? The third option, you could start looking for food. Your stomach is growling and you know you'll need energy to survive. But what if the only food available is unfamiliar, possibly poisonous plants or hard-to-catch wildlife? Each option presents its own challenges and risks. If you choose to find water, you might wander aimlessly and exhaust yourself. If you decide to seek shelter, you might waste precious time and energy. And if you opt for food, you might ingest something harmful or expend energy you don't have. In this harsh environment, every decision carries weight. Every choice could be the difference between life and death. Your survival hinges not just on your decision, but also on your ability to execute your plan effectively. So, what will you choose? Water, shelter, or food? Keep your answer in mind. We'll reveal the best choice shortly. The stakes are high and the clock is ticking. Remember, survival isn't just about making a decision, it's about making the right decision. You're lost in a dense jungle, surrounded by unknown plants. Some could be edible, others poisonous. How do you decide what to eat? Picture it. You're in a world of green, a maze of foliage, the air thick with the scent of earth and the hum of unseen insects. You're alone and far from any semblance of civilization. Your stomach growls, reminding you of your dire need for sustenance. Around you, plants of all shapes and sizes beckon with their lush leaves and vibrant fruits. But here's the catch. Some of these plants could provide you with a much-needed meal, while others could send you into a deadly sleep from which you'll never wake up. This is our riddle for today. The puzzle of the poisonous plants. A real brain teaser, isn't it? It's a scenario that tests not just your survival instincts, but your knowledge and decision-making skills as well. In the wild, especially in a place as diverse and complex as a jungle, the line between edible and poisonous can be thin and blurry. Some plants may look harmless, but are laced with toxins. Others may look dangerous, but are actually edible. It's a veritable minefield, a botanical Russian roulette. The key here is knowledge. Knowing the difference between safe and harmful plants can mean the difference between life and death. Some survival techniques suggest testing plants for edibility. This involves several steps, including separating the plant into its various components: leaves, stems, roots, buds, and fruit. Each part is then tested separately for any adverse reactions. But remember, this is a time-consuming process and not without its risks. And so we come to the crux of our riddle. You're famished, surrounded by a buffet of unknowns. Do you risk it, hoping that your choice won't be your last? Or do you play it safe, wait it out, and hope that help arrives before hunger takes its toll? Will you risk eating the unknown plants or starve? Remember your choice, we'll come back to it soon. You're stuck in a freezing tundra with only a matchstick and 3 potential sources of fuel. What do you light first to stay warm? Welcome to the Enigma of the frozen tundra, a place where every decision can mean the difference between life and death. Picture this, the cold biting at your nose, your breath fogging up in the air, and the only things standing between you and the chill are a piece of wood, a lump of coal, and an oil lamp. Let's analyze each option. Wood, a classic choice for fire. It's readily available and easy to light. But in the harsh winds of the tundra, will it burn fast and hot enough to keep you warm? Then there's the lump of coal. Coal burns hotter and longer than wood. It's a fantastic source of heat, but it's not without its drawbacks. It's harder to ignite and it needs a steady supply of oxygen. In a windswept tundra, could you keep it burning long enough? Finally, the oil lamp. It's small, portable, and the oil within it can burn for hours. But here's the kicker, it's not as warm as a wood or coal fire. Would that be enough to keep you from freezing? It's a riddle that tests not only your survival instincts, but also your understanding of basic science. Each choice has its benefits and drawbacks. The wood might burn out too quickly, the coal might not ignite, and the lamp might not provide enough heat. So what's the right choice? What do you light first to keep the cold at bay? The wood, the coal, or the lamp? Before you make up your mind, remember survival often depends on thinking outside the box. Sometimes the most obvious answer isn't the right one. And sometimes the key to survival lies not in what you have, but in how you use it. Which will you light first? The wood, the coal, or the lamp? Hold on to your answer. The best choice will be revealed shortly. Now let's uncover the answers to these survival riddles and see if you've made the right choices. Our first riddle took us to a deserted island. You may have chosen to search for food first, but the best choice is to find water. The human body can go weeks without food, but only days without water. So your priority should always be to find a water source. The second riddle involved poisonous plants. The key to survival here is knowledge and caution. The old saying, "When in doubt, leave it out," is a wise one. If you're unsure whether a plant is safe to eat, it's better to go hungry than to risk poisoning yourself. Next, we ventured into the frozen tundra. Here, the smart use of resources is essential. Many of you may have thought to build a fire first, but the best course of action is to build a shelter. Hypothermia can set in quickly, and a shelter can provide immediate protection from the elements. Once you're safe and dry, then it's time to think about warmth and food. Each of these riddles highlights a key survival skill. On the desert island, the importance of water is emphasized. In the forest, we learn the dangers of eating unknown plants. And in the tundra, we are reminded of the need to prioritize shelter over heat and food. But these aren't just survival skills, they're decision-making skills. In each scenario, the best choice isn't necessarily the most obvious one, or the one that satisfies immediate needs. It's the one that ensures long-term survival. It's about thinking strategically, considering all available resources, and making the best use of them. Remember, survival isn't about strength or speed, but about making smart choices. How did you fare with these riddles? The key to survival, whether it's in the wild or in everyday life, is being able to make the right decisions under pressure. So, how did you do? Did you make the right choices? Or did you learn something new about survival and decision-making today? Either way, we hope you enjoyed this journey through survival riddles and look forward to seeing you in the next challenge. So, have these riddles got your brain buzzing and your survival instincts kicking in? We've journeyed together through deserted islands, poisonous plants, and frozen tundras, each riddle a stepping stone to understanding the art of survival. We've learned that survival isn't just about physical strength, it's about mental agility, quick thinking, and making the right decisions under pressure. On the deserted island, we learned the importance of resourcefulness. The ability to use what's available to us, whether it's a coconut shell or the sun's rays, can make the difference between life and death. The poisonous plants puzzle taught us the value of knowledge. Knowing which plants are harmful and which are beneficial is a skill that could save your life. It reminded us that we should never stop learning, as knowledge is our best defense. In the frozen tundra Enigma, we discovered the power of persistence and resilience. Survival in extreme conditions isn't about speed, but endurance. It's about pushing forward, no matter how harsh the circumstances. Each riddle was a lesson, a challenge, a test of your survival skills. But remember, these riddles are more than just mental exercises. They're opportunities to learn, to grow, and to prepare for the unexpected. So, what do you think? Were your answers correct? Did you learn something new? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't just keep these riddles to yourself. Challenge your friends, your family, and your colleagues. Let's see who has the sharpest survival instincts. Remember that survival isn't a one-off event. It's a constant journey of learning and adapting. So keep feeding your curiosity, keep honing your survival skills, and keep challenging yourself with more riddles. Remember, the will to survive is important, but knowing how to survive is crucial. Stay curious, stay aware, and keep challenging yourself with more riddles. Until next time, keep surviving.